limited prison rule. Don't be a retard. Never be retarded death before retardation. The limiting principle. The limiting principle.
Okay, so Hamas is a terrorist organization from New York. A.G. James, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Hey, so marching into a predominantly Jewish neighborhood and leading with a chant saying that we support Hamas is disgusting and anti-Semitic thing to do. Pretty basic. So why are these people Chuck Schumer, Kathy Hochul, Gillibrand, Mamdani? Like why are they all suddenly just saying like, hey, we should be against this sort of thing?
Now, obviously, this
We
is
should be against
right.
Hamas.
Obviously, like, a memo went out at Mount Doom at their last meeting and at their headquarters. And obviously they sent out a memo to tell them to do this. Now, I will say, just to get out of the way, I don't think any of these people have overtly ever said that Hamas is good. Right? They just like, oh, we don't want you to conflate the Palestinian people with Hamas, and the Palestinian people are trying to fight. They just have bad leaders. I think that's relatively been their stance. Like, well, not, but the fact that they all came out and said it at the exact same time is extremely sus. Like, that is extremely suspicious.
It's just so weird. It seems so. You're right. They never glorified them. They were never saying anything positive about them, but they were just sort of giving them indirect cover. I don't know. It's just really weird. I have a problem whenever a bunch of members of the same party suddenly start saying the same thing.
Yeah, well, I know that not all of the every politician, they have to talk about Israel and Gaza, right? They have to. Now, they don't talk about it as much anymore, but now a lot of these people have been saying that, right, that especially if they're woke, like AOC and James and all these people, that Israel is, illegally occupied. Like, basically, Israel doesn't have a right to be there. And I think a lot of them refer a two-party state, and that Israel is a colonizer, and that, they're basically acting out a genocide is what they've been saying. So the thing is, if I'm a Lindsayite, let's put on my Lindsayite cap. So the Lindsayeites would say that they're saying this because they've been watching and monitoring, which they probably have, the rise in Israel and Jewish critical voices on the right? And so Lindsay has been screeching forever that the left is going to start amplifying, especially like not even critical of Israel, but the most ridiculous voices on the quote unquote right that say horrible things about wanting to do things to Jews. They're going to amplify that in order to paint the right as anti-Semitic so they can win the midterms. That is what a classical liberal would say. And I could definitely see the left doing that. Showing Nick, especially as Nick Fuentes is rising, showing Fuentes, and that Joel Webbin now. So now they're sort of enmeshing the Christian nationalist movement in with the Grieper movement. So it's possible that they could be running an operation like that to get out ahead, because a lot of people on the left are not huge fans of Israel at this point and feel bad for the people in Gaza, which kind of makes sense, I guess. But at the same time, the people on the left also want to be sure not to be anti-Semitic. So you could, if you paint the right as anti-Semitic, you could probably win over a lot of moderate Republican right-wing people to be like, oh, well, you guys kind of sound like Hitler. That it's possible that's what they may be doing.
Oh my God. I have a problem sometimes when there's a topic. I have all these thoughts and they all cancel each other out. I have like 10 different thoughts and they all cancel each other out. It's so annoying. Okay, so if you yes, anti-Semitism is bad, but it's funny. It's like you want to be more anti-Semitic. You want to get anti-Semitic. Just listen to what's her name? Ben Shapiro or Mark Levin screech about the whole anti-Semitism.
Well, that's
all you need to do is just listen to them about that topic and just just everything that they used to talk about like just goes out the window because they're going insane about this one thing, and it's like, oh, it's just really funny.
Well,
Seeing that.
that's the thing. Those are kind of like woke tactics, right? Like if you use the charge of racism, homophobic, anti-Semitic for everything, even valid critiques, you're watering down you're watering down the term, and then a lot of people aren't going to care about it because they see that it's just being used as a weapon to bash you over the head with and get you to shut up. You know?
Well, it's funny. People are like, okay, so most people are like, okay, you must have my opinion. It's like, no. Okay, can I convince you? Yeah, actually, you can convince me. Okay, so you convince me. Okay, I'm on your side. I think what you think. Cool. Can I beat you up? No. Can I kill you? No. Can I call you bad names? No. That's what the left does. Oh, you can only convince me. And it's like, okay, so people on the right are saying if you don't fully agree with my position, which I thought leftists did, then you are this terrible thing. Then I'm going to cancel you. I'm going to say that people should stop listening to you. I'm going to say all of these negative things about you. And here's the thing: if you say don't do these things, and you've made thousands and millions of dollars by saying don't do these things, and then you start doing those things because your special woke area was disturbed, well, then you can go fuck yourself, because you're turning into the thing that you hate. And it's just like, I'm tired of it. It's so boring. It's so, oh wow, here we go again. It's like a politician saying, oh, I'm gonna do these things, and they don't do it. Like, wow, what a surprise. Like, why the fuck do we listen to these people then? That's just thing that just blows my mind. We've over the same assholes who constantly, pull the football away from us, Charlie Brown style. We continue listening to the same podcasters and the same influencers who keep on, who only care about us so they can weaponize their followers and fans for their pet project. Like, that's what makes you woke. Like that's definitely one of that's what makes you woke.
That's definitely one of the things that makes you woke. Yeah.
At least for me, like that, and the inability to actually discuss something without getting butthurt just makes you woke. Like, just stop that. Like, dude, there are people oh my God, this is incredible. There are people who engage in ideas, oh my God, and don't fully accept them because they actually have a brain and can look at an idea like an object and appraise it and investigate it. Is it a good idea? Is it a bad idea? No, like, people just get mad. You touch the idea. Oh, you can't do that. It's like, well, I thought we were more intelligent than that.
And what happens when you tell a person they can't touch that thing, especially if you have a bunch of young, angry men? What are they going to want to do? Well, they're going to want to touch it even harder, which sounds a little rapey, but we're talking about ideas, not women here, ladies and gentlemen.
No, it's like, you can't think this, like, oh, well, okay, sure. That always works out.
Well, especially because, I mean, and not only that, but then you have like people on the quote unquote right, like James Lindsay, who are saying that, right, he demonizes what he calls replacement theology, which to me is just good theology, that that Israel, the people that God has now a covenant with, are the people of I mean, I'm an Orthodox, so I would say the Orthodox Church, but the people of the Christian church. And that the old covenant was basically fulfilled when Christ came back, right? So now, if you're a Christian, you would just looking at it through purely, I'm not talking about politics, any of that, through a purely theological lens, you would view Jewish people currently now as, people that do not actually follow God. Now, James Lindsay calls this replacement theology in order to demonize it, even though just 2023, James, and oftentimes when they demonize quote unquote replacement theology, they compare it to dispensationalism, the idea that the current modern state of Israel and the people there are still the chosen people. James Lindsay was saying that dispensationalism was woke as recently as 2023. And now in the year 2026 now, and throughout 2024 and 2025, he's all of a sudden saying that replacement theology is just a psyop to hate Jews, and that dispensationalism is actually like good theology. So like that's what really frustrates me about those James Lindsay followers and the people that talk about Israel, is that they just ignore all these inconsistencies because of how deranged they are about the topic. Nobody can actually have a conversation about the topic. It's very frustrating. Wait, I mean, just the left coming out and doing this, though, obviously, regardless of why you think they're doing it, anytime they come out all in unison and say that, Like, I know they did it because that person brought that like pro Hamas flag there. But they're obviously doing it for optics reasons because they're trying to get out ahead. James Lindsay's sharing conspiracy theories that they secretly know that a terrorist attack on Jews is going to happen, so they're trying to get out ahead of it. And I'm like, I mean, that's just like you're just making shit up. I mean, maybe I don't know. The Jews just got massacred in Bondi. Maybe that will happen. Lots of other groups get attacked, but he's like just openly conspiracy theorying out in public about this because he's so obsessed and deranged by the topic.
I don't know. I'm just thinking like if Hamas does anything in the future in like the next, I don't know, week or two or something, then this is going to look really uncomfortable. Like what's going on actually? It's really weird. What?
What do you mean?
What? Okay, so you all people say this out of nowhere, and then a week or two later, Hamas does like commits an attack or something. So it seems really suspect. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Definitely. No, yeah, for sure, absolutely. It's like when somebody mentions something out of nowhere, and then all of a sudden something happens. You're gonna look at that person with great suspicion.
I don't. It's call me cynical, call me paranoid, conspiracy. Like I just don't trust people. Like
no.
Nobody like all these people in Congress are so, I think the word for today is Machiavellian, but yeah. All right, let's see. Speaking of, oh my god, I can't. Oh my god, I can't with douchebag Dan Bongino. That's his name from now on. Douchebag Dan Bongino. Good to see you all. I missed you. Thanks for everything while we worked on cleaning up. Working in the administration was the experience of a lifetime. I'll have some announcements coming up, but I'm taking a couple of days to spend with the family. A couple of things. Thank you for your interest in the show and its return day. We will have something for you soon. The Trump team is not kidding around. It's an otherworldly experience from the other side. Oh my God. He's determined and focused, and having been around a few presidents, this one broke the mold. If we blocked you, it's because we care so little about your bullshit that we deem it not even worthy of seeing. Of course, someone working for the government and the deep state and a fucking assistant director of the FBI would say that. Hold on, focus. If you're bitching and whining about about what that means, you can't exist without seeing and commenting on ours. You'll need to get over that. We do it because there's nothing black pillars and anti-Trumpers want more than to create division and drama. We're about results, and we'll talk about some of it soon. Sorry, stuttering random. Oh my God, I can't. Anyways, oh my God, holy crap. Are you just ignoring the fact that you made, how much money did you make? You were one of the people who were pushing the Epstein didn't kill himself. Epstein didn't kill himself at all. Are you what? Are you for real? Like you're bullshitting people that hard. You, Mr. Tough Man, like all about honor and honesty and truth and being a patriot and doing the right thing. And you know what? Like at this point, you can take any of your service that you did and you can go shove it up your ass. I don't care what you've done in the past. I'm going to judge you based off of what you've done as the assistant FBI. You fucking suck.
Yeah.
Like,
the thing
God, you are an embarrassment. The fact that you are coming back, like, oh, you are such a faggot. Like, you are, oh my God. You are embarrassment to men. You are embarrassment to truth tellers everywhere in the world. Oh my God. I can't.
You are. See now, I have a different, I hear your words. Now here's the thing.
Oh my God. I can't stand it.
I have right-wing coworkers, and they're constantly coming up to me. And they're like, Patrick, like, when are people going to get arrested? When's the Epstein list going to be released? When are we going to start seeing arrests? And I, for years now, I have been, I think to look at it as a list might be a little erroneous, right? It's like a complicated network of people. I'm sure a ton of the evidence has been liquidated. Either it's the people that knew about it are dead. Some of them are just being blackmailed. They can't talk. But if that's happening, and you have that many people on a payroll, some of the most powerful people in the world, to me, it's mutually assured destruction. Like, instead of nukes, it's them diddling little kids on an island. Like, if that were ever to be released, all of the lists and people, like all of the names, all of these names, like I feel like everything, the whole world would just collapse in on itself. It
Well,
would
you
wreck
know what?
things.
Okay, maybe I'm a radical. Maybe I'm insane.
No, I want it to happen. I want it to happen. I'm just saying.
I'm sorry. That's what needs to. If the United, if current foreign policy in the United States, if the reason why we are the global empire is because we have a whole list of blackmail on hundreds of people in the top positions of government, and like it's all like pedo type shit. We should be backwards third world countries that have like negative GDP. Like we should have nothing attributed to us.
I agree with you. What I'm saying is that's why we're never going to find out what happened. It's just, I mean, think about the ramifications it would have on society, what would happen, the collapse, but also these people aren't just going to, right? If Bill Clinton's on it, there's a bunch, if a bunch of people on their left are on it, a bunch of people on the right are on it. You know, so it's not like if they give up one person, well, then the other person gives up that person. It's just not going to happen. So I've been blackpilled on it for a long time. That's why when this happened, everyone got so excited when they were going to, Trump was winning and they were going to put these people in there to battle the deep state. And I'm just sort of like a bit of a fatalist and blackpilled on it, where I'm like, none of that shit's going to happen.
Like this man should never show his face in public because you are a liar. You are a liar. You are a liar.
He's very.
You expect me to trust your eyes.
What I'm
hold on. Just listen to this bullshit. Just absolute like dishonorable human being.
I'm just telling you what we see in the file. I just want to be crystal clear on this. I am not asking anyone to believe me. I'm telling you what's there and what isn't, right? There is nothing in the file.
Wait, you're asking us to believe you because you're not showing us anything. Like, that's exactly what you were doing. You fucking liar. You're asking, oh my God, these people, oh my God. It's like was he lying before? Was he lying? Like, when did he start lying? Has he always been bullshitting us? Like, is this whole story of like, I'm a patriot. I saw Obama be an asshole and I decided to speak out. Like, was this all bullshit?
You could say,
was this all BS? Like, are you just like, oh my God?
I could try to give him the benefit of the doubt, right? I think
no.
Hold on.
These people. That's why we're here. Oh my God, that's why we're here.
No, I know. I know. You're going to be the angry guy on this. Okay. I'm going to be the other guy. So if we take them at face value, a lot of these people think they're going to go in, clean up the corruption, do a bunch of good things. And then they get in there and some secrets get revealed. And they're like, oh, this is really horrible and worse than we thought. And we actually can't do anything. It's extremely frustrating though. It's beyond frustrating. I don't want to live in a world where you have pedophiles running the world, our politicians being blackmailed to represent other people's shadowy people's interest, a cabal of people's interest, and not representing our own. It's extremely frustrating.
All right, let's see how else he gaslights us.
File at this point on the Epstein case, and there's going to be a disclosure on this coming shortly. We are working through there is video.
Oh, yeah.
That is something the public video of him killing himself. No, not the actual act, but the entire MCC Bay, there was only one camera. There's video that when you look at the video, and we will release, that's what's taken a while on this, we are working on cleaning it up to make sure you have an enhanced, and we're going to give the original so you don't think there were any shenanigans. You're going to see there's no one there but him. Right. There's just nobody there. So I say to people all the time, if you have a tip, let us know. But there's no DNA, there's no audio, there's no fingerprints, there's no suspects, there's no accomplices.
Yo, how can we how can there be tips? How can we give tips when these FBI, the best thing that they do or the best thing that they're good at is cleaning up crime scene investigations 10 minutes after they happen? Oh my God.
Yeah. The funniest, one of the funniest aspects of Epstein.
Yeah, sorry.
One of the funniest aspects of Epstein was that besides one time years ago when some Democrats petitioned to have the list released, who were the people that really cared, at least publicly, about the Epstein stuff? It was a lot of it was led by Mike Cernovich. That I don't like him. I'm not a huge fan of Cernovich either, but Jack Posobiec or whatever from he's tied in with TPUSA. Yeah, Pozo. So it was always right-wing stuff. Now, it was always that they would always position it as, there's people on the right that are these pedophiles, but it was always a right thing. And then everyone on the left just called anyone that talked about the Epstein files as paranoid conspiracy theories, because nobody on the left, in the administrations on the left and in the media on the left, there was no permission. Everyone on the left needs certain permission structures in order to actually start talking about a topic. They usually can't just start talking about it themselves because they're part of a hive mind and they haven't received the signal yet.
And the hive mind said something about Hamas, and it's weird.
Well, yeah, they did, but just on the Epstein thing, like all of a sudden, when Trump became president, and then now it's cool for the left to talk about Epstein because now you could paint Trump and the right as pedophiles. So I mentioned this to some normie progressive types I knew years ago, and they just looked at me like I was a crazy person, and it was really awkward. But now all of a sudden they just bring it up all the time because they've been given permission to talk about it. Like anything that you talk about because you could see something coming miles ahead, you look like a crazy person. Once that car gets here, or once you catch up to once basically what is it called, the Overton window shifts enough to the point where now it's acceptable to talk about the thing that I was talking about years in advance. Now all of a sudden everyone's talking about it. It's one of the most annoying fucking phenomenons to exist. Drives me nuts.
Yeah, I get it, but it's like, oh well, welcome to the party. At least now we can talk about this.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, let's continue with this awkward video.
Is it gonna play though?
There's nothing. If you have it, I'm happy to see it. There's video clear as day. He's the only person in there and the only person coming out. You can see it.
So wait. The video. Remember, the video they posted was missing that 1 minute.
Yeah.
Okay. So, hold on. Where is it? So. You're going to promise us that there's video, we promise, and we're gonna, what did he say? We're gonna clean it up so you can see everything in super HD X-ray 4K vision. Okay. So then the minute is missing. So the first thing is you're gonna release the full thing, which is a lie, bullshit, yeah. And then you release the minute, which is on the right, and let's. I don't even want to bother with the whole thing. Why is it different? Why is the 1 minute? Why is the format different? Like look at the day, look at the numbers and everything up here on the top left, and then you have it down in the middle. Like everything is different, and I don't want to hear a bullshit explanation. I don't want to hear an explanation because you're already fucking lying. You got caught. This is, oh my god, this would be like your girlfriend finds a bunch of a bunch of text messages, you and this person, and then when you take your phone and then show them the text messages, and suddenly you're seeing this conversation that takes place for an hour, and then there's just a 10-minute break. Well, not even like a 2-minute break in the middle of the text, and like, hey honey, what's this? It's like, oh, nothing. Like there's nothing there. It's like, wait, like the conversation just stops here, and then like it just starts something else. It's like something was deleted. Like, oh no, I swear it wasn't. And then you're like, oh sorry, here honey, here are the full text messages, and then the text messages that were deleted were rewritten in fucking pencil. Like, are you serious? You expect me? People get divorced over this type of thing, but because we're leading a country, we're talking about the future of our country, then we just have to be like, oh, okay, like, yeah, actually, well, the government just is so incompetent sometimes, and because of the rule, if you can potentially attribute something to incompetence and 0% malice, it's like, you know what? How about we reverse that? Because we've been retards this whole time, being like, oh, the government the government's not that malicious because they have the red color on their jerseys. It's like, you're an idiot, actually. You're an idiot. Like, that's how they take advantage of you the most. Like, you know what would be hilarious? If communism came from the right, if socialism came from the right, and you know what? If Donald Trump suddenly said tomorrow, you know what? We need to do autarky, or we need to do, this to for America, for MAGA, the right would accept fucking Jackson Hinkle communism like in 2 seconds. Like,
they call it MAGA communism really quick.
Yeah,
to bounce off of this. Staying on this topic of Dan Bongino. So it's interesting because Dan Bongino is now going to be one of the biggest voices who is going to be joining the side against the more dissident right people, right? And it's like multi-layered because a lot of these dissident right types, I don't even know if they're a part of the dissident right, but Megyn Kelly, Tucker Carlson, what's his name, the comedian Dave Smith, they've largely positioned themselves as opposed to sort of traditional conservatism, but they've been harping on the Jeffrey Epstein thing. Now you have someone that actually was supposedly going to, spill the beans about Jeffrey Epstein, even though he didn't, and he's saying, guys, it's pointless, don't look over there. And now he's going to be joining the other side of like the Mark Levins, of the James Lindsays, of Joel Berry, from the Babylon Bee. So it's like multi-layered in that it was about Epstein, but now you got the guy who said don't pay attention to Epstein joining those ranks. It's good. I'm really interested, just one last thing, in what Bongino is going to say, especially about Megyn Kelly and Tucker Carlson. That's like what he's gonna what is he going to say about that? I just it adds to the conflict that is brewing online.
Part of me thinks Bongino's coming back because the podcast space has totally flipped on him. The podcast space is like, you know what, Trump, actually, you kind of are mid. I don't know, like B minus, C plus. I don't know if I like what you've been doing. Like, cool, yeah, all right, awesome, pat on the back. Head pats, Trump. You use the U.S. military in a non-shitty way. Congratulations. We didn't spend 20 years in Venezuela. Fucking congrats. Awesome. Like $1 trillion. I would expect. $1.5 trillion. I would expect that. Like, we're pretty competent. Okay, so what else has happened? Like everything that's happening is foreign policy, and I guess the argument is, well, Trump can't do anything because of these federal judges. I don't know. Well, then it's time for fucking work. Then I have no idea. I don't know. Bring Bukele and be like, hey, have Bukele show up and remind Trump, hey, buddy, part of the reason why this whole woke bullshit exists is because there's activist judges, and these activist judges, if there were some weird things that are happening, like if this judge like suddenly just keeps on referring these people who are found to have 20 or 30 previous convictions, they keep on referring them to like rehab or something, and it happens to be their rehab. I don't know. We should probably start investigating people in government who are fucked up, like who are doing obviously messed up things. Like if you are a member of Congress and you're like, first of all, if you're in Congress, we should be able to keep track of your entire your entire wealth. Like you should.
Oh yeah, no, they should all of their
and monitored every dollar you make.
Everything.
Yeah, there should be a website that like directly links to everything that you do, and we have access to all of your bank information, like live, like everything. Apps like a U.S. debt clock, but for every single congressperson. U.S. debt clock for everyone. Because fuck these people. Like what was the law like? Oh, we're gonna look at every transaction that you make over $10,000. We're gonna look at every transaction over 600. Like, are you serious? You are defrauding the American people by billions. Like, oh my God, what if the totality of US fraud per year got to $1 trillion? The fact that like that's not an insane question to ask today. Like, we need reform in the United States or there will be revolution in the future. And I'm not even saying us. I'm saying these kids that are coming us that are saying, what American dream? I see $40-50 trillion in debt. I see nothing. You will own nothing and you will be happy. Screw you. Like,
I would definitely say that at this point, anyone could just run the FBI, because obviously nothing is going to happen. So Bongino is definitely more, he will definitely have much more of an impact in all of this through the culture war by participating online. So if they're like, if somebody's in there and they're like, hey, they're saying all this like this shit with Megyn Kelly, Tucker Carlson, they're like kind of going off where we want them to be. I could totally be like, Dad, sorry, man, your country calls you. We need you to start your podcast again.
Yeah, that's what it is. Like, hey, man, you're gonna have to convince because here's the thing: if you don't have the podcast space, you're not winning any presidential election in the future. Like, that's the only reason why Trump won.
If you're on the right.
Yes, exactly. If you're on the right, like the left, whatever, it doesn't matter. They have everything else attached to them. The only thing the right has is this podcast space. And if if you destroy it, which, oh my God, Dan Bongino, like anything you say that is not, I'm sorry, I fucked up, I didn't do, like, if it's not your explanation of there's just too much, I couldn't handle it, then like, then like I'm, oh my God, like, no, you should be shamed, you should be embarrassed to show your face in public if your explanation isn't, it was just too much, I'm just one man against a machine.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna block people, you're gonna block people because they're insignificant, quote unquote. No, you're blocking people because you actually have nothing to say about them. The same thing with these classical liberals. If you block someone, that's because they directly counter the things that you're saying. They're calling out on your bullshit. I'm sorry, whose fault is that except your own? You're just avoiding embarrassment. This is the reason why we will continue to be like retarded monkeys until the end of time. It's because of things like this. Like, we're just so obsessed with our ego that we can't just be like, oh, you know what? All right, you got me. Like, this is why I respect people like, well, I respect people who would debate anyone, and people like, I guess the best example I can think of would be someone like Andrew Wilson. He's like, yeah, I mean, I debate people all the time, and yeah, I there's sometimes I lose. Shit, it happens. Like, you can't like, it's like playing chess and getting upset you lose a game. It's like, bro, do you know how chess works? Like, if you are playing anyone near your skill level, you are bound to lose games. That's why the game is fun and lasted so long.
The story is a big deal. Please do not let that story go.
I'm not.
Keep your eye on this.
I am.
Catherine Rumler, I want you, we need to keep the heat on this case, folks. There are a lot of people who are knee deep in the Washington swamp who are not telling you the truth about serious allegations out there.
Mirror. This is the perfect time for a mirror. Oh, we the people. Oh, you are bad.
Epstein may have had video and audio of people out there doing things they shouldn't have been doing. And you should be asking yourself the question, how is it that all these people, the CIA director, the Obama fixer, Bill Clinton, all intersected past me?
Pam Bondi saying there's thousands of video. Dan Bongino not saying shit. Kash Patel. Yeah, the shoes on the other foot, you son of a bitch. How do you like it? How do you like it? You became exactly what you hate. You're an embarrassment. Go away.
Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein isn't with us anymore, and nobody seems to want to talk about it. Outside of a few entrepreneurial media outlets saying, hey, this is a big deal. He killed himself. You want me to get, I've seen the whole fight. He killed himself. Listen,
wow. I was so efficiently and thoroughly blackpilled in the last year and a half that there are some things that truly do make me angry, but like with the big picture stuff like this, it's like I can't get that angry about it because I'm like, of course we're disappointed. Of course we're disappointed. I'm glad that you're still angry about it because people should be angry about it. But I mean, like maybe Epstein.
No, go ahead.
Maybe Epstein did kill himself. Maybe he actually offed himself. However, even if that's true, he was obviously a like national type of figure that was working with multiple different governments, most likely the Israeli and the American government and the CIA, and was running a giant pedophile ring. So even if he did kill himself, Dan, and now I'm actually finding myself angry. Even if he did fucking kill himself, even if he did, I don't care. I want the other stuff exposed, regardless of whether or not the guy took his own life. Like telling me that he just killed himself, that does nothing for me. Like, yeah, obviously, if he didn't kill himself, I would like the people exposed that did kill him. But even if he did kill himself, I still want the pedophilia exposed. I still want the blackmail exposed. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Okay, yeah, Jeff. Here's the thing. The American people of both left and right are saying, hey, there is something there. And for the past how many years, different governments, state governments, local governments, federal governments, different administrations have all told us at different times, no, there's nothing there. And we're like, yes, there is something there. There is. like, oh my God, who was Donald Trump's AG? Barr, was it?
Yeah,
Barr,
Bill Barr.
either him or one of his children. I think it was Barr who basically released him from Palm Beach or something, who released Epstein from Palm Beach because he was arrested for something. And then wasn't there a woman on ABC who was sitting on the case, who was sitting on a news story about him, and she was told to quash the story? Okay, so we have a state government quashing it and being weird about it. We have a news outlet being weird about it. We have Donald Trump saying, "Oh, it's a Democrat hoax." What? Huh? There's nothing there. There's a whole list. And here's the weird thing. Like in any, like if someone is on trial, like Maxwell was, because he or she was offering some sort of like illegal thing and was selling illegal things to other people, and there's a book and there's a list, like wouldn't that be one of the evidences, like part of the trial? Like, hey, like, and also wouldn't the people purchasing the illegal product or doing the illegal thing, God, I can't believe I just said like product, like when we're talking about like trafficking little girls, like and molesting them, if like is the fact, like, so in any other case, like if we're talking about drugs, you would go after those people who are consuming massive amounts of drugs. But if you're consuming massive amounts of, little girls because of via human trafficking, then nothing bad is going to happen to you. And then we're going to not cover we're just going to cover everything up, and we're going to have a complete 100% lid on it. And there's going to be no leaks of the people of any of the people at all. And it really is this the story you want to gaslight us with?
And especially with like how we have the internet now, and like sort of like, we don't know a lot of things that happened in the past, but we know that a lot of those things were shady and that they were lying to the people in the past. And so we've seen how those kinds of things play out, and how there's some hints and sometimes just proof of the conspiracy behind it. So a lot of people now, and I'm one of them to a degree, but a lot of them are just conspiracy theory brained, because it's like, you were lying to us in the past, you're lying to us now in the present. Like, we know you are. Like, what are you lying about?
Dude, it's not even that. Can a large group of people hold a secret and not talk about it at all? Yes, absolutely. Especially if the penalty for spilling the secret is death.
But that is the driving impetus behind.
No, yeah, like, but let's say there is a list. Let's pretend.
Okay.
The person who leaks it is dying suddenly.
Yeah.
Like, that's what's happening. Like, that's exactly. Oh no, are you serious? If we're talking about threatening, people kill other people over like hundreds of dollars, over dozens of dollars, sometimes in crazy cases over like a quarter or a nickel or something insane, or a dollar. Like really.
One of the more frustrating aspects for me about the Epstein thing is that, like everything, even if it's not about it, it all becomes about Israel, because the people that are obsessed with Israel will talk about Epstein's connections to like the Israeli government and Mossad, and that's all they'll talk about. And then James Lindsay will say, see, these people don't actually care about any of this. They're just using it as a thing about Israel. So then both sides are talking about Israel, which, while Israel may be involved in some way or another, actually distracts from the actual topic. And then people just get frustrated with it and become obsessed with it, and then nobody wants to hear about it. It honestly, Israel is often, in my opinion, used as a way to draw attention away from a specific topic, even if Israel is somehow involved in that specific topic, because then you're no longer even talking about the topic, you're just talking about Israel. Like, there's a bunch of problematic things with Tucker Carlson. What does anybody ever talk about with Tucker Carlson, especially on like the James Lindsay side? It's all about Israel. So you can't even like talk about Tucker Carlson like at all. It's
dude, this Israel thing is a definition of woke. It's kind of like, oh, on the left, if they don't care about, fiscal policy or whatever, but if you go against this one thing, then they'll destroy you. And the one thing is trans and all that stuff. And on the right, like you have, I don't even know how to classify or what percentage it is, but you have a group of people who are basically saying, if you don't agree with us on Israel, and we can say either way, Nick Fuentes or what's his face? Mark Levin. Like, they're two sides of the same coin. Both of you are woke in different ways. So if because the definition of woke, part of it is I will destroy you if you don't agree with me. Oh, okay. Well, I just think you're wrong.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think to me, it's like, to me
in that situation.
Yeah. But to me though, I mean, it's like, yeah, like woke people do that, but like, all throughout history, people have destroyed people for not agreeing with them. Like, would I call that specific person woke just because? That's why, like, using that as just the sole definer of woke is not.
I will call those people. I will call those people woke if they're criticizing the same fucking strategy that they employ later on. Like, that's my problem. Either are you too dumb to? Are you not self-aware enough to understand what you're doing?
But I mean, you could just call it.
Hold on. And then course correct, and then make your argument in different, because you can make your argument in different ways. Like I said before, the NATO people who are against Putin have argued the Putin case incredibly well, as they have never ever once mentioned the Russian people as bad. If anything, they've been saying like, bro, these soldiers, they don't really, like, a lot of them don't like have a choice in the matter, because they'll just get gulagged anyways. So they've just been like, Putin bad, Putin bad. If you just made it about Netanyahu, then the people, the Mark Levins would have a lot less things to say, because what are they going to say? Like, oh, well, you are anti-Semitic because you specifically disagree with Netanyahu, and it's like, oh, that's better argument to make.
I have a larger problem with this, is that because we call too many things woke. So what you're saying, those people can just be described as hypocritical douchebags. That's what we would have called them 30 years ago. But now we're looking at everything through a lens of what is woke and what is not woke. So then, that's why. Hold on, wait, dude, hold on. Mm-hmm. That's why I slightly object to that. I've sort of tried to move beyond just like the sort of like a paradigm of what woke is created, because you just look at through everything through that lens. It becomes like a self-terminating cliche at a certain point.
But just remember, it's because I make my definition of woke is I'm too much of a bitch to talk about one topic, and I start chimping out at that whole thing and freaking out. And it's like, okay, for me, that makes you woke. Okay. You like just that it's in itself. And so if you rail on people for doing that, and then you do it yourself, like, you're mega woke. That's like double woke. That is the Christian story of you being like, oh, look at that, and then there's a freaking grenade launcher in your goddamn eye.
I just think you could describe that behavior without calling it woke. But.
Yeah, but it's specifically about that. Like that's my issue, is if you're gonna show up in this political arena and then be like, well, I can't talk about this. It's like, okay, then go away. Bye. Go away.
Yeah.
Leave.
Mm-hmm.
So
what else we got?
So here's I don't care about the whole this second list, because whatever. Just like the whole Republicans arrested under Biden, the whole lawfare thing, but just the fact that there's like that Doge has uncovered like massive amounts of fraud and waste and stuff like that, and those people in government are still in government, who were part of those departments. We have no idea about anything about Jeffrey Epstein. Is there anything going to happen with anything? Do we have any information about any of the Trump assassins? Do we have anything about that? Like, are we going to get a closure on whether the roofs were too sloped or not too sloped? Like,
well, that was ridiculous.
Are we going to get anything? Like, is there okay?
Well, the thing was, really quick, when he went back to that same spot where he was shot, they put people on the roofs that time. They just didn't put anyone there. It makes no sense.
It's very bizarre. Okay, so none of the things that people have said in the past are we're just going to let this go. Yeah. It's just going to be like this. Like,
well,
okay.
That's why I feel like that's why people are losing their shit though. Cause these things just go unanswered and then you move on to the next 75 things.
They get power and then the door's going to open and then legal immigrants are going to show up and then they're just going to vote and commit fraud and then force us to go to work and under the threat of and then make us pay our taxes under the threat of being jailed. Like, are we just going to accept this? We're just going to, okay. Like, actually, yeah, everything the people on the right have said, like, it's all crazy. They're all insane people, actually, because even under Donald Trump, none of their conspiracy theories have been vindicated. Like, yeah, January 6th was legit. There's no hundreds of FBI members. Do we even have a number of how many exact FBI members there were on January 6th? Like, I don't know, Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, like anything. Maybe you could have taken a few hours and just gone down a rabbit hole, except this time, here's the thing, like these fucking assholes would go down rabbit holes for hours and hours, but they're in office. They're not even going to bother with all of the unlimited resources they have in front of them. They're just not going to do anything. And they're just going to go, oh, woe is me. I just couldn't. There's just too much. And it's like, are you for real? Like currently we have a retard named Tim Walz who is part of a massive fraud scheme that could run in the billions of dollars, and Dan Bongino can't find a number. Well, maybe a range. Give me like plus or minus 30. Maybe
it's going to be interesting because there's rumors of that Waltz is going to be resigning. I think, is it tomorrow on Monday? I think that he's supposedly supposed to resign, but is he actually? What is the extent of his involvement in the fraud, and will he ever actually see a prison cell? I highly doubt it.
You are the governor of a state, so I thought the book stops here. Like. You're like, here's the thing. In a just world, and we're not in a just world, in a just world, you would go to prison for negligence, recklessness, and complete, oh my God, I forgot the term, like dereliction of duty. Like you allowed tens of billions, maybe hundreds of billions of dollars to be stolen from your state. Like,
wait, tens of millions, hundreds of millions, right?
Like okay, if we're gonna use the logic of the left, you're literally killing people. Like if you're denying a state hundreds of millions, maybe I don't know how much, millions or billions. Let's just say I don't know. Let's just say it doesn't matter. You are still denying people all of that money. You are killing people. Like I will be as hysterical as the left. Absolutely, you are killing people. You're denying them resources. Like this is insane. I'm going to resign. No, you need to be in prison for 24 years. I don't. You know what? The rest of your life you should be in prison for that. In a just world, you would be. If he is not, America has no hope. Like we are not willing to jail even blatant corruption such as that. And we deserve to collapse. We deserve to have nothing. We deserve massive, just sheer poverty.
You came in hot today, man. You've been just looking at shit online and getting pissed all day.
You know what I've done today? I played video games, and then I was having fun with my chat GPT because you know what's crazy? Like, hey, I think the most important thing if like people are trying to support me at a school would be to, for at least for civics, to give me every week like maybe 10 practice questions that model what the test is going to look like. You know, that'd be great. But they don't offer me anything. So I'm like, all right, ChatGPT, you look at this for me. Like, I'm going to train you to give me good 8 out of 10 difficulty, solid, and of course EOC questions for civics. So I've been doing that for the past few hours, and it's been fun. And then now I have to deal with like I'm spending my time trying to be a good citizen. I'm trying to teach the future. I'm trying to teach my students like what the rule of law is, what federalism is, and what the Bill of Rights are. Like I'm trying to be a good fucking person here. And I have to look at these people. I have to look at all of these people just milking us, stealing all of our dollars, printing more money, just complete, like there are children running this country. And I'm supposed to be okay with this. I'm supposed to follow the law. I'm supposed to pay my taxes. I'm supposed to do all of this while I'm getting screwed over by my corporation, screwed over by my government, maybe screwed over by my state government, probably screwed over by my local government too, because of course, why not? Like,
I mean, at this point,
why is the expectation that the citizen has to bail out the rich people? The citizen has to follow the law. The citizen has to follow their taxes. We don't have the resources to employ hundreds of lawyers so that we can save, 5% on our taxes. But corporations can. But
it's Chris, because you're as frustrated, and I am too. But you're as frustrated as like the more like extreme versions of the left. You're just frustrated in a different way. Honestly, at this point, the only thing keeping the system together are like the lib or like right wing like boomers. They're the only thing keeping the system together. Like everybody is so frustrated with it.
It's what is this, anarcho tyranny? Like,
oh, I mean, yeah, there's a narco tyranny all over the place.
Like functionally, that's what it is. I see people who've been arrested 40 times, who've been prosecuted dozens of times, and they're just being released.
Yep, and then you
If I
have
do
issues.
anything wrong, and I do anything wrong, there'll be no second chances. Like not even a first chance. Like handcuffs have never gone on my wrist in my life. I'm like, I don't know, maybe where's the thank you? There isn't, but we have to fucking applaud like seals, like, oh my god, this man went 3 months without committing a crime. Wow. And then we give him money. Like, what? Why? Why do we live in this society? Like, why is this real life? This is. My God.
Did you hear that?
Yes.
It gave you your applause. I wanted to validate you, Angel. This is a safe space, and you can feel validated here.
Fuck. Did I'm sorry for crashing out, but it's like
You are crashing out, man.
I am so tired. And this is the thing, the average American just like, oh, I have to deal with this BS. I have to deal with my annoying boss. I have to deal with my annoying this, my annoying that. I have to deal with my annoying country. Like I thought I said, screw these politicians. Maybe this guy. No, it's all the same.
The only thing.
What? What happened?
Can you hear me? Okay. For some reason, my mic keeps getting unplugged. It's very annoying. I was going to say that the only thing that causes me to crash out now is if I actually engage with a liberal on the trans issue. It's the only thing that can get me excited where I'm like you, basically, where I'm speaking like 10,000 words a minute is the only thing that triggers me. At this point, I'm so desensitized to all of this because, like I said, I have a very fatalistic look on this. You know, I don't have faith that things are going to turn around. I feel like we're just going to keep doing what we're doing, and then eventually there will be either a collapse or just a slow. Well, I mean, they're planning on supposedly doing a slow managed decline. So one of those two things are going to happen. You know,
look, I know, and I'm supposed to channel my inner John Glubb and be like, "This is what's supposed to happen."
Well, no. I mean,
stage 5 going to stage 6. Damn it! Like this is just what happens.
No, you are valid. You are valid. Your feelings, the way you feel, it's everything that is inside of me. It's just been, it's like a little kid that gets beat by his dad every day, and eventually he just gets used to it. I'm just used to it.
No, I know, and that's the thing. Like, I understand this. I know that like the terrible politicians are going to do terrible politician-y things. I get all that. Like, the news corporations are actually not news corporations, and they're just going to filter what they think is, or their handlers think is okay. Like. But it's not even that. Like, it's the fact that there was this guy named Dan, and he's like, bro, I'm on your side. I'm on your side. On your side. You see him run in to like the horde, the crowd, the swamp. And as soon as he runs into the swamp, he gets fucking mind controlled. Like, just like straight up, you see him like take off the jersey and put on the new jersey. And then he comes back to you and it's like, I completed the mission. I'm successful. And it's like, you're wearing the jersey of the other team. How are you saying this? It's like, I am being honest. It's like, oh my God, like MK Ultra is real, like it's still happening, or you're so scared for your life that you're going to blatantly lie because the alternate truth is absolutely terrifying, or you just like you're either retarded or you just don't care. Like, I don't know what it is, but there's no good option from here, and I just hate that, like. The fact that they're trying to gaslight you right in front of your face.
So we also have a video from this guy. I don't even know who this is. I could guess what his political leanings are based on what the content of the video is, but there's been a lot of fallout.
I have that flag too.
Oh, nice. There's been a lot of fallout post the Minneapolis ICE shooting. Everybody has a lot of different spicy takes. It's funny because I've actually seen a lot of people that flirt with the right wing. Oftentimes, a lot of the people in the gender critical movement, one of my best friends online is in the gender critical movement. She's very based, like she's moved more right wing, but a lot of them stay liberal. A lot of them stay leftist. They're essentially still collectivist communists that still believe in those things. They just aren't down with the truths. And so I've been seeing a lot of insane takes from a lot of different people. And it's like, there's not really any room for nuance half the time. And if you try any nuance, you get blasted. So it's like either way. I mean, I definitely am, more with the right wing on this than, you know, the more moderates or leftists. The horrible situation, but the woman did drive towards him, and I talked to someone, and they said, I was like, she moved her car and then drove right at him, and she said to me, well, yeah, but he stepped in front of her car. I'm like, let's apply that. You're a feminist. Let's apply that logic. It's like, if I'm like a misogynist and someone who doesn't care about women, a woman walks in front of a guy at the bar and then he rapes her. And I'm like, yeah, but he walked in front of her. She walked in front of him. Like that logic of he shouldn't have been in front of the car and it's his fault that he was almost run over. It's just, I don't know, man. It's just like, to me, it's like feminist brained. Like they look at everything through the lens of men oppressing women. So they're going to view things how they're going to view it.
Hey, here's a crazy thing, and this is just an isolation. If anyone is walking, if I'm in my car and my car is still, and someone is walking towards me and they're in front of me, I am not moving my car. I am actually, like, my car is staying still until that person is evidently no longer in front of my vehicle or anywhere near the cone of vision of my vehicle. Does that sound crazy? Because I think it sounds insane.
Hold on, but anyways, this guy had an interesting take. So let's see what he has to say.
Happened in Minnesota. This woman who is now dead, sadly, she leaves a child and a wife. And it shouldn't have happened. I have a right to comment on this more than 99.9% of all of you. So listen to.
I love this guy. He's obviously an Italian man. It cracks me up how Italian people talk.
I love the accent with conviction.
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing here.
What I'm fucking saying here.
Yeah.
Why? Because I am the protester. You understand this? For 35 years, this is what I've been doing.
Now, that's interesting. I would assume that this guy is on the left somewhere. Because if you've been protesting, like, professionally for 35 years, I would assume you're mostly on the left. Because, you know, there's not a lot of, unless, I guess, maybe he could be right-wing. I mean, he's got the freaking, that right, you know, I guess it's so sad that I would say that he might be right-wing because of that flag in the background.
Maybe he's one of the few, like, normal Democrats left, like the five that are left. He's one of them.
He definitely hates the left, which you'll see here in a second. But the thing is, that flag back there makes me think that he's more right wing. But it could be
dog whistle.
Well, but here's the thing: maybe he is right wing, and he's been protesting abortion clinics. Entirely possible. But here,
maybe
thousands of protests, dozens upon dozens of arrests.
Dozens of arrests.
And the reason I am still here. Oh, I don't have stitches from a fucking billy club. Oh, I don't have marks from a taser. Is right here in this image. Every single time that I have been arrested, you will notice my hands I place behind my back as I am told when I get arrested. I do not resist. I do not spit. I do not curse. I do not struggle. I do not fight or be aggressive towards the authorities who are there to arrest me. Because when we protest, we step over a line that is there, and that line happens to be called the fucking law. And thank God in this country, we can step over that line sometimes, but we have to understand that we are now in a different zone because that cop over there, I think his kids got leukemia. That cop over there, I know, was in a bank robbery last night with the thugs and he got shot at and he's back out in the street, but he's all high tension. And that guy over there, that cop, I know his wife is fucking a mailman. So I'm in the high tension area. And these fuckers have guns, batons, and tasers. We have a system in this country.
Now, see, I love that because, like, when you get into this topic, abortion, the police, Israel, everything, like, nobody ever. Like, it's funny, all the people that always say they have empathy can never actually empathize with the other position. Like, they could never be like, I was trying to talk to people about this, and I looked up, dude, there was like maybe 19 assaults on ICE officers in the year 2024, right? in the same amount of time in 2025 since Trump became president, it's 200 plus, right? So you have half the country calling you Nazis, calling you Gestapo, and then you have multiple attacks, right? You're going to be in a heightened sense. You're going to be in a heightened state when you're out there, and all of this is happening. And like we're going to get to it. I think you have Christy Nome calling that lady a domestic terrorist. The thing is that these crazy wine moms, pull that up. These crazy wine moms, these crazy white ladies. I mean, you could basically argue that they're essentially Antifa. They probably would say they're Antifa because they're anti-fascist. Now, are they going to the Antifa meetings? Most likely not. But they are a type of, it's like a different type of Antifa. They're antagonizing them, following them, stalking them. You have 75 to 100 different crazy white ladies stalking these people. One of those times, it's going to be some insane troon who just came from a freaking Antifa meeting, and they're going to attack them. So like, it's like a multifaceted, concerted effort to terrorize these federal agents. And I like that he says that. He's like, that guy's condition over there is fucked up. This guy over here is going through something. Nobody ever thinks about that. That's the thing. The law enforcement, I've been like, I loved it when they put GoPros on the cops. It was hilarious that it mostly exonerated the cops and showed how terrible all of the people they deal with are. But I think the cops should be monitored and should be under high scrutiny. But at the same time, think about the amount of people that are not shot, are not killed by cops. Like, they're largely, in my opinion, good at their jobs, because the examples of them stepping out of line are few and far in between, at least the ones that are reported. So I like that he actually thought about that. And, he's obviously a thoughtful guy. Here, let's finish this off.
It's called a court of fucking law. And whether I'm wrong or right in the situation, officer, I didn't do anything but put your hands behind your back. Yes, sir. And I will take that up with the judge and prove my innocence. I do not bring the courtroom right there at that high tension fucking moment. Do you get what I'm saying, people? So this woman would still be alive. I don't think she was the kind of woman that would have done what she did, which was resist and be aggressive towards the authorities, as you see in the video, and you go fight about that. But let's get to the base here. The base is the wife is probably looking to sue Trump or the police or the ICE or this or the that. She needs to look at the Democrat, liberal politicians, community activists, and the fucking douchebag, motherfucking self-loathing, divisive cocksuckers in the liberal fucking media that tell her and those like her to resist arrest and be aggressively violent towards any authority.
It's perfect. It's perfect. Perfect. I've talked to people.
Illusion. Yeah, go on.
Sorry. I was gonna say, I always go back to the trans thing because it's like my epistemological starting point. But I've talked to people and they're like, well, say if they go, okay, well, maybe there is some grooming going on with kids. I'm like, well, the people that are, most of these people are in their 20s and 30s, they're doing it. They're not being groomed. I'm like, what are you talking about? You have an entire media apparatus and the entire left telling them that it's a good thing and pushing it. Like, how is that not like a mass state countrywide indoctrination program? It's like, oh, well, I didn't tell that person. I didn't make that person kill himself. I just said that he should kill himself. And then everybody else said that they should kill themselves. And then they killed themselves. And it's like, well, yeah, the onus is on the person because we're all individuals. But at the same time, everyone is creating like this sort of permission structure to allow that, which is the same thing with these white ladies. They have been driven. Who are the people at the school board meetings? Who are the people a lot of these protests? It's a lot of crazy ass white ladies. They're being driven insane. So I love that he put the responsibility of that on the left for all of this insane rhetoric. Love it.
This is funny because I teach civics, and like I told you on chat, like my students will eventually always ask me these questions. What is the difference between all of the different kinds of murders? What is legitimate self-defense versus not self-defense? And I'm like, dude, it depends on the state. Like, there's so many. There's like, yeah, I'm not even like. there's a few like obvious things, and then so
I mean,
but
some states have stand your ground laws, other ones don't. You know?
yeah, and like it's there's a student who always goes, oh, shoot him in the leg, and it's like, well, if you say you're scared for your life and you shoot him in the leg, like your actions betray your words, so like good luck in the court of law.
Well, they also exactly, and they also think that they also think that like real life is an action movie, and like it's like, why don't you just shoot the gun out of their hands so you spare their lives? And it's like
it's not even that. It's everyone thinks that real life is an action movie because people will judge, oh, good shoot, bad shoot. Like if it was something like I was asleep and I got woken up for something, I've been awake for 3 minutes and then a person busts into my house. You have no fucking right to say it's good shoot or bad shoot at that point. You're not in the situation. If you've never been in that situation, you don't have the theory of mind usually to say to make that determination. Now, this guy who was saying what he was saying like it's an interesting kind of empathy because it's a empathize this person as a human being because like real life drama is real life drama. But at the same time, he's like, yo, these people have guns and they might be assholes at the same time. But, like just know the situation you're going into. And that's the thing. The people on the news, they don't go to protests. They go video protests. Like they don't go out there and like stand in line. They view when the violence happens. They're the ones there doing they're the asshole parasites just zooming in, like being 2 feet away, seeing someone like bleed out or whatever.
Exactly, and I mean that's okay. So I'm not a state bootlicker. I'm not a cop bootlicker, but that's the social contract that we have. Say if you didn't do anything, but a cop thinks you did something and he draws his gun on you, like that guy said, you go, okay, well, yeah, okay, no, this is a misunderstanding, and we'll hash it out later, right? They're always saying, oh, these cops are playing, judge, jury, and executioner. It's like, yeah, but a lot of the times, as the GoPros have discovered, you're putting yourself in a situation where essentially you are making yourself judge, jury, and executioner because you're making decisions that are going to lead to either you being harmed or you dying. But the thing is, they paint the ICE officers as Nazis, as if they're like pulling Jews out just because they're Jews, as opposed to people that are here illegally breaking the law. The conflation of the two is so freaking dangerous. It is ridiculous. But like you're not like, if somebody has a gun on you, if it's a thief, that's another issue. But you're supposed to be able to go like, okay, well, this cop will get in trouble if he just murders me, so I'll just go along with if he kills me, so I'll just go along with what he says. And like he said, I'll take that up with the judge. That's how the system, of course, then they'll just say, oh, the system is broke. So what are you supposed to do? Just let the cop railroad you? They'll have a constant...
Yes. So the judicial branch shows up. They do their checks and balances on the executive branch. And they're like, wow, what the cop did was really fucked up. Here, we're going to make a judgment in favor for you. This is how the U.S. government fucking works. And this is what I tell my students. Like, hey, look, here, what's probably going to happen in your life is you're probably going to get stopped by the police at some point in your life. Like, it's going to happen. Maybe multiple times. Okay. So the first thing that you need to do is not what you do with the teachers here. Shut the F up and listen to what they say. If they give you a command, follow the command. If they if they do something that's bad to you, well, there's body cams. There we go. And there's the court of law. That's the only time you don't handle these arguments on the street with someone who has power over you and there's nothing that you can say. It would be like it's like arguing with your parents. You're going to fucking lose every time. So stop.
Personally, I would be in favor, because I guess ICE doesn't have cameras on their vests. I would be in favor of putting cameras on. It would, if there are any bad ICE officers, which I'm sure there's bad people in every group, regardless of what the group is, it would get them to behave better. And B, it would exonerate a lot of these people, and you would see the constant harassment that they're under. It would be just like with actual, like regular, state or city PD, right? City police officers. I'd be totally in favor of putting cameras on them. It would protect, of course, any people from abuse from them, and I would assume it would largely protect the actual ICE officers. They should just do it.
like these, I've seen videos of ladies, like they go up to like ICE officers and they just, start yelling at them or spit on them or push them. It's like, you can't do that. Like, you're not allowed to do that to anybody, like anyone in general.
Did you see the one woman who was her? I love it's so funny when they harass. They think these people. I think was it you who said this? These women who are doing this, these cops think they have plot armor.
Yeah, they're main characters who have plot armor. It's suicidal delusion. Like, they don't understand the danger that they're putting themselves in. Like that man said, the cops are doing something, like they're following their lawful commands and whatever. And if you step in the middle of that, you are saying no, but you are going. It's like committing a purposeful foul on someone in a basketball game. Like, okay, you will be fouled, the whistle will be blown. Or like in hockey. Hockey is a better example. You hit someone, you're gonna go to the box. You commit a foul, which is stopping the plays on the field. You're gonna be put in timeout. And if you refuse to be put in timeout, like, then you'll be thrown out of the game completely.
Did you see this? Okay, so right, a lot of these women they harass the cops, and then the cops are basically like, if you keep doing this, we're going to arrest you. Because like I said, right, they've been attacked hundreds of times, right? Hundreds of times. They don't know what's going on at the time. They don't know if someone's crazy or if they're being, someone's coming in as a distraction in order to attack them from a different angle. Listen to what this woman says. So she's been harassing ICE, right? And then this is what the ICE agent says to her.
Why are you guys harassing them?
Okay, good job.
Why are you doing
I'm trying to give you a warning.
I'm a girl. Okay.
I'm telling you.
There's that meme about like if a girl does something stupid or a woman, they go, "Oh, come on, I'm just a girl," and then she actually lives the meme out. Let's hear that again.
I'm trying to give you a warning, okay? I'm trying to give you a warning.
I'm a girl.
Trying to give you a warning.
Oh, this Schrodinger's feminist, empowered and then weak at the same time. Oh no, I'm just a woman.
Well, that's the worst part about feminism is that they're all about feminism, but at the last second, when they're in trouble, they're always willing to weaponize the fact that women are frail and that they should be, protected by men. They're like, not all of them, but a lot of them are willing to weaponize that fact. I'm just a girl officer, even though like before she was probably being like, you fucking pig, you freaking Nazi.
Everyone's a feminist, so they have to open up a pickle jar.
Yeah, feminism
is a strength check. Oh my god!
Right. Well, feminism is besides gender ideology and like queer, feminism is probably the most. What's the word? Damn it! What's the
annoying ideology?
It's horrible, but it is the most. It's basically like it is an ideology that is only allowed to grow and to sustain itself because of how comfortable society is. Like, I'm sorry, like a giant EMP gun.
It's an ideology that only works because your perceived enemy allows it to work. Okay.
So that's the funny thing is that women can only do the things they want is because men allow them to. That's the really uncomfortable truth in that. But, an EMP hits and all of a sudden society goes back to like caveman style. Okay, you keep being a feminist, you're just going to die. Feminism is going to die out the second that you need some food and you don't have a guy to get the food for you to kill some other guy because they're fighting over like, the rats in the streets of New York City. Feminism is a luxury belief system. But look at what happens though. Like look with these women and these confrontations with ICE. Like, look at what happens when people are socially conditioned to act in that way. Like it compounds. Say if you have like a bad ICE agent, say if you have a bad ICE agent, and then you have someone that has been literally conditioned to purposely act out. It just creates an insanely volatile situation.
But this is like some people would say, "Oh, well, this is what happens when no one tells you when you go through your life and no one tells you no." And I think I would say something like that. But I want to say this like every day to every single person that I see because this is the most disgusting thing of us is because I feel a certain way, I can do whatever. Because I have an opinion, because I think illegal immigration is wrong, I can spit on all the ICE cops. What? You're a psychopath. You are.
Wait. Because you think that it's bad to get rid of illegal immigrants, you could spit on cops.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
so yes, I misspoke because I think that ICE agents are kidnapping people, and like that's my interpretation. Therefore,
Yeah.
I can do whatever I want to these ICE agents because I identify them as Gestapo or Nazi. Then I can do whatever I want with them. Okay, so let's take that to a logical conclusion. That leads to dying, a lot of dying. That leads to
Yeah,
camp.
it's
That
psychotic.
leads to concentration, and not the good kind of concentration, but the bad kind of concentration. And it's like you are labeling someone. You are judge, jury, and executioner. And if you had the monopoly on violence, dear Lord, we should be afraid of that.
Yeah. Do you wanna go to Christy Noam? You want to bring that up?
Yeah, actually, but before that, oh my God. I don't listen to the Hodge twins, but sometimes I see their posts and they just sometimes post the funniest things.
I love how retarded they are. It's very endearing. Like they're just like, man, like what's going on? There's a lot of Jewish people doing stuff.
Oh my God, that's right. They have the hilarious voice too. I forgot.
They sound like fucking Muppets. Like, hey, what's going on, Nick Fuentes? You don't hate black people, do you? It's like, no, I just don't want to be by them. Yeah, see, man, I like you.
That's right. And it's funny because they're freaking huge.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Oh gosh.
Right,
They would be great like henchmen. I can see them getting drawn into like a criminal organization, but thinking that the criminals are good. And they're like, yeah, man, we're just doing the good thing out here, being the good guys. We're killing the bad guys. Like they could definitely be tricked into doing a lot of dumb shit. Is there a video?
yeah.
AI video. Oh my gosh. What is even? I love how like
I thought they were gonna kiss.
look at Epstein's right arm. Like some of his like some of the original cloth I think that this AI was based on is still there. Like where's
Oh
that
my God,
coming
yeah,
from?
where's that cloth coming
Where's
from?
it coming from? Why is it there?
I thought they were gonna smooch right there. It would have been perfect. Okay, so there's that. No, not that. Okay, so I'm sure she said this other times, but yo, Christy Noam needs to stop this sort of thing right now.
Oh, we'll see what I think.
And facts of the situation are that the vehicle was weaponized and it attacked the law enforcement officer. He defended himself and he defended those individuals around him. That is the definition. When there is something that is weaponized to use against the public and law enforcement, that is an act of domestic terror.
All right, so every murder is a domestic terrorism. Then you use something against them. Every time a cop gets injured by a person, that's a domestic terrorism. Every time something is used against the public, that's a domestic terrorism.
I'm gonna steelman this. I'm gonna steelman this. So the Democrats, hilariously enough, they always accuse the right of committing stochastic terrorism because they're like, hey, don't trans kids. And it's like, oh, you're a stochastic terrorist against trans people. The left regularly engages in stochastic terrorism. When they say go out and protest, they understand what's going to happen. They understand there's violence and radicals. They understand that. To me, those are open communications to their radicals to start burning shit down so they can get across their agenda, right? So I would say that woman was weaponized by stochastic terrorists, that she went out there because of all the crazy shit she learned, and then she ran him over. I mean, like, I don't like that woman. I mean, okay, if it was some member of Antifa and they were purposely trying to run over the cops and that was their goal to be there, would you maybe call that person a domestic terrorist? Maybe. Well, this lady went out there, created a horrible situation, and then almost ran over the cop. Would you call her a domestic terrorist? I don't know. I mean, it's very inflammatory rhetoric, but these crazy white ladies, they're going out there. They're a part of the leftist vanguard. They just play a different role. So that's my take on it, trying to steelman Christie here. But you disagree.
You know, we need video because
why is that guy there?
Because in that explanation, that was my reaction the whole time. How dare you? I can't believe you are steelmanning this.
Dude, I'm telling you, I would be the best trans radical activist you'd ever see. If I ever wanted to switch sides, I could be the best advocate for trans kids. You want to
pull Ashley St. Clair, maybe?
Okay, so Ashley St. Clair. Okay, so I never So I am very much, especially because I kind of got sucked into the whole James Lindsay sphere, but I look at all of these people online as I watching them, even if I'm enjoying some of the content, I almost can't even call myself a fan of them because I'm like, you're going to do something dumb. I don't know who you're getting paid by. I don't know what your actual motivations are. I've now basically started to look at this alternative ecosphere that's been created online with like right-wing media. I'm like, okay, so now we're basically getting like to the point where it's like the mainstream media and there's barely anybody you can trust.
It happened in our shores. It happened here in our country. You don't get to change the facts just because you don't like them. We will continue to look at this individual and what her motivations were. We know that there was, throughout that morning, she had harassed and impeded law enforcement operations. That raises the suspicion level with all of these law enforcement officers as far as paying attention to what her capacity is. And as you see on the videos, that they've proven out that this law enforcement officer took the action that his training prepared him for, and he worked to make sure that he could save his own life and those around.
Okay, so my problem is calling citizens terrorists only empowers the government and makes them stronger. And while the citizens of left and right are fighting each other, the government's in the background, like that meme with the guy like sitting by the tree being like rubbing his hands together, being like it's time. Because that's exactly what happens. And so the left-wing government gets in, and then they could weaponize the fact that there's been American citizens who've been labeled terrorists because of what they think or something like that. Like what this does is it sets that up for the future.
I get that, but it is.
I know, but that's the thing. Like, if we start seeing the other side as terrorists, oh God! Like,
no, I know. It's basically the right wing playing the left's game.
Yeah, I'm not okay with this at all, and it just seems that like.
I get it. I'm
like,
iffy.
This needs to stop, especially from like women. Like saying everything is terrorism. Like relax. Like I know that you see. Here's the thing: if it was someone like was it Tom Homan or like one of like the tough guys or something like that, or if it was like Hegseth and he was saying like domestic terrorism, or Stephen Miller saying that, people would be like But Kristi Noem saying it, oh well, that's okay. Like you know, and then play on the sensibility of a woman thing. I am not okay with this at all. Please, let's not start calling American citizens terrorists. You're what?
Well, I'm just going to say that we do have American citizens that are terrorists. That's what. The 2020 riots.
I know, but here's the thing. What it seems to me is any big public, anything that's not blown out of proportion, but anything that grabs the public's attention. I bet Kristi Noem is just waiting. Is there a way that I can use this to say that there's domestic terrorism going on? Because the problem is. And yes, there are terrorists on the left. Yes, there's terrorists on the right. I don't know who the fuck they are. I have no idea. They're probably a lot like the real terrorists. A lot of them are in hiding because if they come out and say they're actual terrorists, like bad things will happen. But remember what followers do. People like target this. No, it'll always expand to oh, you're on the left, therefore you're a terrorist. Oh, you're on the right, therefore you're a terrorist. Like I don't want to play the game that the other side is playing just because.
Well, no, I mean I get it. It is definitely it's a rhetoric that is like escalation, right? It's a form of escalation.
Okay, I mean, here's the thing. And I know it's going to sound stupid, but I don't look at it as like holding your principles. I like if you can't understand what I'm trying to say, I'm very basic. Like, hey, we should the government's the real big bad boss at the end of all of this. It's not the left or right. Like, if we can't understand that basic thing, and we're just gonna fall into the news cycle and just weaponize each other. Weaponize hate on both sides, and just hopefully maybe I can say something that gets a lot of angry engagement. I can make a few hundred or a few $1,000s. Like if that's going to be the number one priority, then I'm okay with losing. And by losing, I'm okay with everything collapsing, because at this point, we're not even playing the game. We're just being dicks to each other, because unfortunately, there's so many of us outside of our soldiers in this society that most of us have never gone through a rough day in our lives. And because of that, we think things that are obviously untrue.
Okay, so I understand your point, and it does make a lot of sense. However, I mean, I get it, because once you cross that, it's like crossing the Rubicon. You can't get back from it. But it is hard for me not to look at the left specifically as a whole. There's a bunch of people on the right too, but the left as a whole as essentially a fifth column type of organization of group, as if they are overtly insane and psychotic and intent on destroying everything. I mean, they're insane. All of society is largely owned by leftist orgs. They're just openly advocating for indoctrinating and mutilating kids. They've been trying to openly and actively start a race war for decades and decades and decades. Like, you could argue, like, everyone's, what's an American? What's an American? You can make an argument that the left, they're essentially like, forget about what it is to be an American. The left is actively anti-existence and society. So I understand what you're saying, but I don't know. I'm torn on it. Because I get it. You come from a little bit more of like a centrist kind of, like, not libertarian, but quasi kind of libertarian, in that you believe that the government and the power structure is the main issue, which I do agree to a large certain extent. I do believe that there are people on both the left and the right that don't really care about the ideas and about any of that, and that they're just using any excuse in order to increase governmental control. So they'll be expanding the power of the state. I get that, but at the same time, the left is openly hostile to the rule of law.
But here's the thing. You think elections and democracy is going to fix this? Like, that's the funny thing. Like, oh, just vote our guy in. No, that's not going to work. You not only do you need a super majority in both houses of Congress and the presidency and the Supreme Court. That's not even handling the intelligence agencies and all the NGOs and all that. Like, stop. There's no democracy out of this hellhole that we put ourselves into. The only way
I didn't hold on. I didn't say that there was.
I know, but what I'm saying is the only way out of this is strongman emperor kind of thing, and that is its own version of hell. That never turns out well in the end. That's the problem. The solution, there'll be a solution. It'll be a short-term solution. It'll be a wild ride. And but here's the thing. I don't think that us as a country morally can actually reset ourselves and not be just assholes to each other and not be fraudsters and not be corrupt. Like, we just will continue to be that way. I don't think we have the moral integrity as a whole in the United States to do that rollback.
I also don't think that the majority of, I don't think a lot of people have the wherewithal of understanding at least basically what's happening, because the majority of people in the country, I mean, there's things that are happening that I don't know about. I don't know. None of us have the full picture, but some of us have a little bit better a picture than other people. So, like, like I said, I think I said in a previous episode, like, if the right ever rose up and like started like, going to like gender clinics and these other areas and like taking over leftist strongholds and trying to force them to get what they want to do, like, the left will just think it's because they're just objectively evil, whereas then they're actually trying to, like, in their minds, liberate people, but it would look like a fascistic takeover. So, like, my whole point is that, like, even like people don't have enough information to understand what's happening to even try, like, even be able to attempt to make any good decisions that could actually make things better. Nobody agrees on everything. We live in two different split realities. So basically, I'm really glad you said this, because you sound as black-pilled as I do. So, welcome to the black pill.
Oh yeah, like, I'm super black-pilled. And it's part of it is because, John Glubb. Yes, I have to mention him once every show.
Always John Glubb.
But it's just we've had so many opportunities, but as time goes on, we get more and more political. The boomers are the only thing keeping us moderate, because you're right. Once the boomers go, like, give us 15 years, we will be the completely unhinged to reality America, like, completely decoupled from each other kind of thing.
Yep. So just to finish up with Ashley St. Clair, and I never took Ashley St. Clair serious. I don't trust any.
Trusted her because of the St. Clair part.
I don't trust any very like pretty-ish woman who makes her mark on the internet culture by showing it's like women that'll like post hot takes on politics, but then it's like some revealing photo. I don't trust any of these people. Like they're very like these people are not like going deep into the issues. They're just there to get clicks and make money and take advantage of what is popular to do right now in the culture, right? And plus, I mean,
opinion and my cleavage. Go fuck yourself.
yeah, it's ridiculous. So, and especially it was hilarious. I thought I was dreaming. There was like a fever dream when she came out and she said that she was having Elon Musk's child. Do you remember that? It was ridiculous.
You know what? Actually, that does not surprise me at all, because the thing is with these influencers and people, they're in one big fucking club. They like hang out together and go to parties and stuff like that. And like here's the thing: you create any group anywhere, and those people will connect, especially the people who have quote unquote leadership roles or like, top spots. They will meet up and network and start doing things with each other. And there's a reason I know this, and I don't want to go into the details just yet because it's been 2 hours, but I ran a very silly, retarded group in college, and I learned a lot about how people work and how censorship works and stuff like that. It was very fascinating. I should do a deep dive one day, but yeah.
So Ashley St. Clair
is all these people, all these influencers, they're all fucking each other is what I'm trying to say.
That makes sense. Well, James Lindsay fucks a lot of soccer moms because he and his wife have an open relationship. Did you know that?
Oh my God, you know so much about this man.
Well, no, it was very big news because
it
was very big news because everyone who hates him was using it against him. But they have an open relationship, but she doesn't want the open relationship. He wants it, so he's like going around traveling the country, like fucking different people for Moms for Liberty, probably.
Bro, the amount of let's go on. Let's go on. Stupid opinion.
So Ashley St. Clair said dark woke because the other option is bootlicking feds plus pedophiles plus nerds. And this is in reaction to everything that's going on. And then this person
that describes the left and the right. What are you talking about?
She's a retarded person. So then this person, are you familiar with Onion Person?
No, I am not.
He's the fucking worst. He's a trans person. He thinks he's a woman, and he's openly called for the deaths of people. He's one of the person. He has a really viral meme where he said that he was like talking to some blue collar Trump voters, and they were saying how like, oh yeah, man, like I'm really gonna vote for Kamala Harris. And then his last comment was like, the vibe shift is crazy. So anytime, and of course Kamala Harris ended up getting pretty much demolished. So anytime anybody ever wants to make fun of him, they usually share that.
The vibe shift was insane. Every country moves further to the right. It's psychotic.
So he says, You've previously engaged in blatant transphobia. How do you feel about trans people in the wake of noticing how the far right truly is? And she goes, I feel immense guilt for my role, and even more guilt that things I have said in the past have caused my son's sister more pain. I don't really know how to make amends for many of these things, but I have been trying incredibly hard privately. But by the way, my son's sister, that's Elon Musk's son that trooned out. That's who Ashley's referring to. Her son's sister, half sister, is Elon Musk's son, who thinks that he's a woman. That's what she's referring to there. So she goes, I don't really know how to make amends for many of these things, but I have been trying incredibly hard privately to learn, plus advocate for those within the trans community that have hurt. I also haven't said much on this because I have gone back and forth over whether my voice will be helpful on the issue, since it will be framed as disingenuous or just turning because I'm scorned, which is obviously what's happening, and you're going to some sort of new grift. And honestly, I mean, well, we'll get to that. She finishes off
by Elon Musk, teams up with the Troon child that was also scorned by Elon Musk. Oh God,
so she goes, even this reply will welcome right-wing hysteria, which of course it did, which justifiably so, because this woman's a moron. But yeah, I am sorry. Let me know how I can help. So this Onion person is,
I got one, and it's going to be super offensive. Shut up and raise your kid.
Right. So the funniest part about all of this is this Milo Yiannopoulos back on April 16th, 2025. So like 9 months ago, whatever. Ashley will trans the kid despite Elon. We all know this. He should intervene and give the guy a little chance. Let's be honest. Without those wires coming in, Ashley will be glad to hand him off.
I'm telling you, Milo is a prophet.
I mean, he definitely, I would, a lot of people say he's a sociopath, which may be true. I don't know. But if you are a sociopath and you're monitoring the political landscape, you could detach yourself and take a look at things and see where those things are going to go because you're not driven by emotions. So that may be why he has such a unique skill of prophesizing the future. But yeah, it's just like, I mean, this chick, I'm not going to bring it up, but Ashley St. Clair wrote a book about how it is wrong to tell children that they are trans. This woman grifted and made a ton of money off of it based on that. What's even more shocking is that I know the Democrats are never going to give up the trans grift, but in terms of like the general populace, it's like an 80-20 issue. The majority of people do not support puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones, and surgeries on kids. So it's kind of bizarre that she would make this turn. It literally must just be to spite Elon Musk. That's the only thing I could think of. I don't know.
Yeah, no. I think Milo is 100,000% correct. She is upset that she is being scorned. Man, I just feel part of me feels bad just saying that because like I'm commenting on someone's private life and like
I get it.
And like, but you're making this political. Like you're taking your own bullshit. You're taking your own drama and then you're weaponizing it into something political. Like I have a huge problem with that. Obviously.
Yeah.
You're doing I'm sure, and here's the thing, I'm sure you railed against these celebrities who show off their kids and weaponize their tuned out kids and stuff like that, and may God have mercy on your soul if that's what you're actually doing, or if you end up doing this in the future, because goddamn dude, like I'm not.
And,
like,
to bounce off of that, just to finish up here, there's this user on X named Veritas. I've talked to him. I've done a lot of spaces with him. Really cool guy. He's a gay guy, but he's not like he has very based opinions on all of this. Somebody once called him
normal gay people are gonna be on the right in a few years.
Somebody once called him the straightest gay guy to ever exist. Yeah, but so he says transition should be banned for all people of all ages, period. Absolutely. The pathological desire for hormonal and surgical sexual bodily mutilation should not be enabled by our medical systems. Absolutely. And I love this phrasing. This is I've never heard of this until recently. Like I always, you always say, oh, mutilation procedures, body augmentation procedures, gender affirming care, he just renames as sex rejecting procedures, which I love because the mutilation thing is true, but it is very divisive in terms of how people see it. People find it inflammatory, but the sex rejecting procedures has this clinical approach to it while also being like 100% fundamentally true. Sex rejecting procedures need to be banned outright ASAP. If people with such pathologies decide to go do it yourself or get their mutilations done by some quack doctor in his backyard shed and they succumb to the inevitable complications, that's just social Darwinism, aka fuck around and find out. This is the way, which is instantly getting a like and a repost. Which I 100% agree with.
That's the straightest gay guy in the world.
Oh, dude, I've never heard Veritas not say something unfathomably based. Oh I agree with I agree with basically anything I've ever heard him say about anything involving like gay people, like any of that. I'm always just like, yeah, dude, no, like it just sounds like
the fact that has to be said is just like it. That's just like, that person's brown, they must be on the left. Oh, that person's gay, they must be on the left. It's like, no, actually, people can be on the left or right, regardless of whatever label you put on them or they put on themselves. It's just, God.
I also did just want to, last thing is I want to completely just shit all over this person.
What is this?
Here, wait.
Okay, well, I did a bad thing in church today. I refused to received the Eucharist from an Indian woman. I was supposed to go to her. She was in my aisle, but across the church was the white priest So I walked across all the pews and received it from him for fear that I might get fecal matter on my Eucharist, receiving it from an Indian woman. Plus, I'm not going to receive it from anyone who's non-white. Sorry. Considering what's happening in the U.S. and in the world with our replacement, I'm not doing that. I guess I'll go confess this to my priest, but I'll continue doing it.
Hold on, a couple things here. Okay, first off, this is low IQ racism and low IQ white identitarianism. The fact that white people can't advocate based on themselves, besides the leftist, the leftist stronghold of everything, the fact that they can't do that is also on this asshole. I hate it. I hate it so much because every time one of these assholes says this, it makes it impossible for a white person. Not impossible, but it makes it harder for a white person to be able to advocate for them or any other white people based on the color of their skin. I hate it as a Christian because it's funny because if he was a Christian, okay, look, I've shared funny memes about India. I've seen the festival. It's like some festival in some remote area where they literally throw poop at each other. I saw that. But the fact that like this man's, so I don't believe that you can be like this, have this sort of purely white identitarian lens and be a Christian. Because I think if you're going to be like, this man is solely based on white identitarian metaphysics. If he was a Christian, he could have made an off-color joke about an Indian person. I don't care about that. But if he was a Christian, he would have been like, I'm not going to take the Eucharist from a woman. Because women can't be pastors, women can't be priests. They're not supposed to be because of how Christianity is structured, everything coming from the Father. It's very patriarchal, very patriarchal. So he didn't even go at that. He went strictly based on that she is an Indian person. So he's not even coming at it from a Christian point of view. It triggered me so much that it
makes me think that this person's not a Christian.
He's not. What I'm saying. If you're a progressive, if you're a leftist and you go to church and you think you're a Christian, you're not. Like it's always say like, oh, these people don't.
Yeah, I need to see you actually doing that ritual so that I believe you. Because nah.
Well, no. That's the thing though. Even if he does the ritual, he's not. Because
no, you're right.
So let me explain. Let me explain my reasoning behind it. Okay, so Christianity is based on a very specific set of metaphysics. However, if you become a progressive, and really at that point you're part of a progressive secular religion, and that is how you operate in the world, that's why all the decisions you make are based on progressive metaphysics. You're not looking at the world through a Christian lens or making any of these decisions based on Christian metaphysics. You're a progressive who is wearing the skin suit of Christianity. This guy is just a piece of shit wearing the skin suit of Christianity to be an asshole. He's not a fucking Christian. He's not a Christian.
He's doing the Dan Bongino and be like, trust me on this. This totally happened. Yeah, okay.
I just got so, because like, again, I don't have any problem with a certain type. I might actually do a whole episode about my type of white identitarian politics. That would be interesting. But I don't have a problem with that depending on how it's done. But like this kind of shit, it just makes me so mad because it actually like hurts any push to be like, hey, maybe don't discriminate against us based on we're white. And then meanwhile, he's using the skin suit of Christianity to do this. And it just fucking pissed me off so much. Oh, it made me so mad. It made me so mad.
Yeah, this is annoying.
Well, it's
not
crazy.
even a real Christian.
That's what happens is that like there's a bunch of funny racialist, racist, race-based memes. There's a bunch of funny ones, right? But then what ends up happening is that then everyone starts doing it. So then you have the low IQ people doing it, and it ruins the fun thing of being racist for all of the funny racists. That's what this guy is doing. He's ruining it.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna say something because I'm an authority on this because I'm Hispanic, and Hispanic people, everybody knows that 40 to 50% of a Hispanic person's diet is rice. You do not, I repeat, do not eat rice with your hands. That is disgusting. That is gross. That is nothing, like that is nasty. And before you say anything, you cannot compare grains of rice that are individual and get sticky to a slice of pizza a slice of pizza has a built-in plate. The same thing with a burger. Yeah, it can get messy, but it's a built-in plate. And the thing with French fries, that's the thing. Like they're like it's finger food. Like you can grab one and bite it without having your finger go into your mouth. Like that's the rule. The fingers should not like go into your mouth. That's gross. So people shoving rice in their mouth, that's fucking nasty.
Man, I don't know why, but for some reason this image came to mind as you were talking. I have no idea why.
Oh my God, that is gross. That is gross. Like, I was going to eat some rice right after this podcast, some chicken and rice, and now I'm not because that's disgusting. No, I'm just joking. I'm too hungry. I'm still going to eat rice. But dude, it's like, okay, what about ribs? Okay, you have a point with ribs. Like, okay, like it gets pretty wild there, but like at least with ribs, like there's a fucking handle. And like you can bite it off. You're still like not. It's if you shove the whole like rib in your mouth and like gargle it, then okay, that's nasty, and that's the same level as the whole rice eating business thing.
And he's also, I mean, it's also like he's just trying to virtue signal here.
And this is the thing. I'm brown. I can say this. I eat a lot of rice. High authority on this.
But that's I think that's it for the episode. Thanks for listening to us. We'll see. Hold on, let me do the ending here. That's pretty much it. That's all we got, guys. Thanks for listening. Another shout out to the new GM. I'm just going to give you a shout out every time to make sure that you keep coming back because I can't lose you. I can't lose you, new GM. And thanks everybody for listening. I appreciate it. Have a good one.
Yeah, have a good night.
The limiting principle. Don't be a retard, never be retarded.